take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Guess we both think the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. Glow was a mountain woman, my mama's best friend. When they were young, they sing their songs on nature radio. They grew up, they stayed close. Maybe the man had a couple kids. She got sick, I had to let her go. Well, I showed up one day and now them same old songs still playing. It's we've been high, we've been low. Life moves fast, so take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Yes, we both like the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. McCall was a real good boy, man's best friend. When he was a pup, he'd run and jump and play till the cows came home. He grew up, but he stayed young. Lord's the day he was born. He turned 13, we had to let him go. Well, I don't know how or when, but I can't wait to see him again. And it's we've been high, we've been low. Life moves fast, so take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Guess we both like the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. Well, I don't know how or when, but I can't wait to see them again. And it's we've been high, we've been low. Life moves fast, so take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Yes, we both like the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. We've been high, we've been low. Life moves fast, so take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Yes, we both like the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. Just hold me close, don't let me go. Just keep me young and don't make me old.
Hey Bills Mafia, this is Don Beebe of the Buffalo Bills, and you're listening to the one and only K-Gun Report. Oh, and you all know, go Buffalo.
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your guy, Swank. It is Tuesday night. It is 8:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the K-Gun Report, Season 6. We got all the way to episode 45 for this season. With me tonight, because this is a Therapy Tuesday, this is actually your last K-Gun Tuesday for 6 weeks or so. We take our little winter break. We forget all about football and the Bills. We don't think about playoff games or head coaches or any of that kind of crap. We just return to our families, retreat to the woods, do some breathing exercises, shit like that. With me tonight are three of my favorite people in the whole world. I think I'm going to go kitty corner right now. It's the last time I get to do this season, and I'm so glad that he could join us tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever been in a machine shop, they have CNC machines that just precisely cut shapes. And then they have like the low level machinist guys, like the low man on the totem pole. They got to polish parts, and they slowly just sand and polish and sand, and they get it to within hundredths of an inch. Your hair is 3,000ths of an inch, and they can get it that fine. And those motherfuckers got nothing on the smoothness of my man, Mr. Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. RT, thank you for joining our misery. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing okay. That intro, as they always, am I coming in okay? It was a little choppy when I first started. Can you guys hear me good?
You're good.
Good, brother.
Good. So, I'm doing okay. That intro helped, as they always do. Much appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be on the K-Gun once again in a wild week that has been, or last, 3 or 4 days? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, sounds about right. Directly below me is, he could be your favorite twin. I don't know. Maybe he is. We'll do a vote next season. Season 7 will kick off with who's your favorite twin. My buddy, your guy, my buddy guy. That's Jarrod Reed. What up, Jer? How's it going tonight?
Well, I think it's going as good as it can get. Us Bills fans just got loaded on really quick here for the last couple of days. And as we do, we take it in. We go through it in our head. We analyze the pros and cons, and then we make bad decisions of what we think should happen. But anyway, no. Ryan, I see a lot of Channel 2 covering you. Are you really going to be coaching for the Buffalo Bills soon?
You know what? You manifest your own destiny, because with the app known as Sora, I had a lot of these funny little comedic videos that I was putting out, and then Scooter and yourself joined in, which was great. And then I manifested a little my own destiny. I was actually on Channel 4 News today talking about the McDermott aftermath. I don't know if you guys caught any of that. I'll be sure to get that to you guys. But throughout the day today, 4, 5, 6, and 10 and 11, I'll be on the news, later tonight talking about all this stuff. So it's been a wild day.
Nice.
2 days.
And our man's in the big leagues, man. RT, you knew him right here first, or on the Thomas Take Sports.
Yep, Coach RT, Media RT, man of many hats.
Very white, voice having. Right next to me, my brother from another mother, that is Scooter Magooter Scott. Oh, what do you got on a horrible Tuesday?
I got alcohol. That's the way to do it. Cheers, everyone. Hell of a season, cut short. But we call this Tuesday K-Gun Report a therapy session. So when we win, it's Victory Tuesday. When we lose, it's therapy. You guys know to hit up the comments. We hit you up. You got any questions, concerns, anything you want to tell us, have at it. It's your voice too. That's what we're here for today. Cheers, fellas.
Hell yeah. We are part of the Buff Fan Base Network, and finally, gosh darn dang nabbit, the StreamYard's back to working, so we're back everywhere that we normally are with our normal setup, and we're super proud to be part of that. As such, we're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give Del Reed and the gang all your money. They're cooking up all sorts of sad merchandise for you to wear, but you can support a Western New York family in need, and that's a good thing. So turn that frown upside down and empty your pockets. Give it all to 26 Shirts, 26shirts.com. I'd like to give a shout out to our guys over at BWO for hooking us up with their StreamYard in the absence of the Buff Fan Base one. And we're glad to see all you guys back here. And we sure know you got a lot to talk about. We do too. There's Jamie. What's up, Mafia? Hang in there. Hell yeah, Jamie. Jamie's got a birthday coming up, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We got the amazing Paulette Brown. Good evening, my Mafia family. It's been a sad weekend, but I still love my Bills. Let's go, Buffalo. Hell yeah. We got John Johns. Hello, my Mafia family. Still my team, no matter what. Go Bills. Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. This is reminiscent of pre-drought stuff, I think. I don't know. Usually, like, we'd know our season was over by 3/4 of the way, and it was like, oh, are we getting a new quarterback or a new coach next year? We'll see, I guess. Let's watch the rest of these regular season games and see what happens. Did not expect the news that happened yesterday. Lonnie, hi, my sons. What up, Lonnie?
Lonnie.
The beautiful Ellen Lartz. Yo, everyone. Let's just call this ref's calls cost the Bills a win Tuesday. Oh, yeah. We're going to get into all that. Don't you worry. Got Doug. Happy Tuesday. Therapy Mafia going still be Mafia. Hell yeah. Mafia still going. I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you what. I'm so ready for this to be over. like I have done my best to stay away from everything. I've done my best to like just push it back in the corner, to lose the way we lost, and then to have the mailman deliver the wrong pink letter to the wrong person in that office. I swear to God, it had to say "Attention, Brandon Bean" on it. But what do I know, man?
I'm with you.
Buffalo Spartan.
This is Sparta.
What's up, Spartan? What's up, boys? Watching from my cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Mafia, mount up. Hell yeah, brother. Great season, honestly, for what we had to work with. Sad and shitty the way it ended, but mount up and press on. Hell yeah, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
We just lose RT?
Yep.
All right, see RT.
We'll see.
Hey. And here he is. And no, he's not. All right. Still my Bills. Absolutely own it. Corey Blaine from BWO, also McDerm not, ha sucker. Let's talk about this for a second. We did a show with the BWO. It was McDerm yes and McDerm not, and I really think the only one that was truly McDerm not was Spartan. I think he was the one that really held to his druthers, and everybody else was kind of wish-washy, man. Wish-washing around, like maybe, but he's cool, but I don't know. And
Corey changed his mind. We changed Corey's mind. He left the show, McDermott.
Yeah, yes. But he's got clips out there now that says that he said no.
Yeah,
so
check these receipts. Look, I bought it Wegmans, Aldi's, and Tops.
Love you, Corey.
And Dollar General.
No, we go back many years about saying how, and Swank really puts a nail on the head when he talks about it's easy to naysay, because then you can go back and be like, look what I said. I knew it. I knew I was right. It's hard to predict something positive because, like, again, if it's negative and it turns out to be negative, you could say
really quick, like, that's not, we're just busting balls on Corey. That's not Corey.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
it's not Corey. But at the same time, if you're wrong, then oh well, the Bills are good. You know what I mean? So it's like, Hi,
everyone. My name's Nate Nacho. I'm here for the Buffalo Bills therapy group.
Hi, Nate.
The best handle on the internet.
I haven't watched the Bills game in 3 days.
Yeah.
Jamie Norson, I hope Bean announces his resignation. Spartan says, yeah, I don't know. They promote him. Fire McDermott. You know what's weird? It's like I see a lot of people out there, man, that like we're saying, oh, they're gonna fire McDermott, blah. That was like the hot topic. And it's kind of like to me, it's like all the people that were at the greatest comeback game, only in reverse. It's like now people are pretending like they didn't say that, and they're like, what happened? Oh my God, they shouldn't have done it. And it's like, well, you wished it into existence.
A little bit of be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I wonder how upset Harbaugh is that he took that Giants job that quick.
I know, right? Did they give him an ultimatum? Make your mind up within the next 2 days, or the offer's off the table.
Him and his wife were walking in the office today, so I think it's pretty much set.
I think he already signed it, didn't he?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, pretty
Good
sure.
to see you, Ryan. Hope you.
Thank you, Ellen.
There you go. Let's see. John says he'll probably get promoted to owner.
Jeez, might as well.
Yeah.
At this point.
Casey Nicole. Hey, Mafia and K-Gun gents. What's up, Casey? Okay. Mary Jane Brown Hughes. What's up, Mary Jane? Another good season. Life goes on. Be good. Do good. God bless. Thanks to you, us, and awesome show, guys, for bringing. Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
Shane Becker, I chewed up an edible, thought the Bills won. You were living. Really
what's the name of those?
Yeah.
I'll take one. No,
You thought not. You thought not.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh god. Go Bills! What up, Blue RQ?
were those called Magic McBeans?
Magic
that's
Beans.
too-
Yeah.
That's too soon.
Lou was at the game. Lou was at the game.
was.
I think he got an autograph from Josh Allen's mother or father, which is
Father.
pretty awesome. So
Nice.
nice
Yeah.
experience, Lou. You and Megan.
The autograph said, "I made him," and then he signed it.
Did it really?
Yeah, it said, "I made him," and
Yep.
then with his signature underneath it.
Awesome.
That
What's
is
up,
hilarious.
Jay? Yes, it was a crazy week. Damn, bro. Y'all throw me under the bus. Ha ha ha. I love McDermott, but goodbye. See, those are the kind of comments I'm talking about.
It's like double-edged sword, you
Yeah.
know.
Arboro Corey, he's been going through it a little bit these last couple of days.
Yeah.
And we love you very much, Corey.
We do, Corey.
Jim Graham, I think I need to move to Buffalo and leave Alabama because I catch hell here about my Bills. Yeah, I think it's going to be anywhere you go, buddy.
Mm.
Chandler Bones, boys, how much say do you think McD had in roster construction? I'm guessing a fair amount. Well, we can start with that question right there. What do you think, Scott? How much input did McD have on roster?
I know Bean keeps a tight leash on things. Well, at least it seems like he does. So I think when it came to making their big board up that we see every year and what players you want, obviously the head coach, and the head coach being a defensive minded guru, I think he had a lot of say in it of who he wanted. But at the end of the day, Bean knows that he's the final decision. So I think there probably was a lot of input, but a lot of pull. I'm not going to say he did.
What do you think, Scott? Or Scott, Jerry?
So one thing I thought about today was the Xavier Worthy pickup versus the Keon Coleman pickup. And Scott can go back. If you look back, Scott's like Worthy would never have fit the scheme that we had here during that time frame when we got him in the draft or when we got Coleman in the draft. A year later, all of a sudden, we're throwing all these screens and these little dunk-off passes, which would have been perfect for Xavier Worthy to be here. So I don't know what the hell's going on with all this stuff. It seems like they're not communicating very well. Maybe it was McDermott and Bean and not being on the same page, and offense coordinator not being on the same page. But that jumped out to me today like a huge, wait a minute. If you're looking back, Xavier Worthy would have been awesome for 13 screen passes a game this year. And Keon Coleman struggled. He got his touchdown. I'm happy for him in the playoffs. He did great there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's like one of those things where you ask somebody what they want and they say, oh, yes, it's a good choice. And then you go the other way every time.
Maybe. RT?
I think to Chandler's question, these two guys spent 9 years together. That's an eternity in the National Football League, right? So I think it depends on what year you're talking about. I think if you go back to the beginning, Sean McDermott was brought in by Terry Pagula, and Doug Whaley was still the general manager when Sean McDermott was first brought in. And then Brandon Beane shortly thereafter, after Whaley was fired, became the GM. Maybe originally, years 1 through 4, we'll just say, it was more 50-50, but slowly but surely, I think Brandon Beane started to kind of take that power away from Sean McDermott. And I think largely that's why Sean McDermott doesn't have a job and Brandon Beane got a promotion. So take that for what it is, and we'll just continue to build off of that conversation point.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a collaborative sort of effort. I think Bean is that kind of guy who takes a lot of his scouts' information into consideration. I think, probably McDermott too. And I know they joked around about Josh kind of poking around and being involved in some of that. I think Bean is a bargain shopper. I think he really gets off on trying to get the best player at the lowest or the later in the draft. I think that's evident by like his third, fourth, fifth round picks and how successful they are. And then if you look at the list of first round picks that this guy's had, Josh Allen is your guy. He's your marquee pick. You are a genius because nobody else saw that guy. He was a discount, underrated prospect out of all of those quarterbacks that year, aside from Lamar Jackson, which is funny that Lamar and Josh are the two most touted quarterbacks to come out of that class, right? But I think Bean's downfall is, yeah, he wants the Keon Colemans. He wants the group. He wants these guys that you forgot about, that like, oh, here's this sneaky pick, and he's going to take a while to develop, but boy, he's going to be the guy. And when you're doing that and you're stacking that and you're stacking that and you're stacking that, you know, I mean, even Cole Bishop, you know, it took him 2 seasons to get to where he is, and now he's there.
Right.
And something that you expect, but some of it, it's like you can't keep doing that and expect to be like in a really good spot if you're still cultivating talent and you're still breeding talent to that capacity, and then filling your free agency gaps with old guys or recycled guys. You're not giving your stud star quarterback anything to really like rally around. You're not making his job easier, you know. I'll give you James Cook, you know, but it just seems like being smart and sneaky tricky and getting that player with a coupon and having it pay dividends 5 years down the road is more important than winning right now.
Right.
Swank, would you say too that I thought of James Cook today as like his only other draft pick that he's made that's been really impactful?
Mhm.
Would you say too that that's kind of an easy one to scout because of the pedigree with his brother? You know what I mean? Like he already knew kind of what he was getting a little bit, even though it was a second round pick. Like you knew that James Cook would have, you know, some translation to the NFL game because his brother was one of the better running backs in the league for at least half a decade. So that's kind of one too where I'm like, man, is that, I mean, it's a great pick, don't get me wrong, but is that one that Brandon Beane can kind of hang his hat on and say, I drafted that guy? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think he can claim it, but also like he was he wasn't an every down back when they drafted him. You know,
Receiving back.
Yeah.
That's why I was shaking my head. I think he got lucky on that one. They drafted
right.
him to be a third receiving back out of the backfield. Now he's getting 300 plus carries this season. So
Yeah,
lucky.
Yeah, sometimes that name pedigree doesn't follow. I mean, you got Chris Sims, you know, like sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, that's true.
And that's okay. I mean, it's not
right.
I don't know. It's not a guarantee. Nothing in the NFL is a guarantee. So that's why I think, like, you know, you swung for Josh, you did that, you got Stefan, and then I would say since then James Cook. I don't know what else is like really crazy marquee.
One of the things I thought were just who are the 5 guys over the course of the last 9 years that are not named Josh Allen that made the most impact on this roster over the last 9 years, and I wrote them down. So all 5 of them had really nothing to do with Brandon Beane. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White, Deion Dawkins, and Matt Milano. Really none of them had anything really to do schematically fitting Sean McDermott's scheme with Brandon Beane. And I think that that's where the successful teams set themselves apart. The GM's job is to supply the coach with the players that fit his scheme. The coach's job is to put the players in that scheme and set them up for the most success. And for a while, they did that. But I would argue these last 2 to 3 years, all of which were playoff seasons, by the way, which doesn't mean much in Buffalo these days, but all of which were playoff seasons, largely because of the coaching and Josh Allen. So it's very interesting to see how Sean McDermott was the main reason why the expectations in Buffalo went from playoffs to contenders. But Sean McDermott is the fall guy. When Sean McDermott was the guy that made those expectations rise. and everybody else was kind of a product of that. Evidently, as we see all these players come out of the woodwork and say, thank you, coach, and guys that haven't even played for the Bills for the last couple of years come out of the woodwork and say the same thing. So the next coach has massive shoes to fill. There's no debating that.
That's what upsets me the most about this whole McDermott leaving is what he was able to do with Bean not supporting him with players. He took a team that I think we had 5 different receivers for 15 games this year. A defense that was Bernard didn't play out the season. It was banged up. McDermott did, I think, his best coaching this year. They finished 12-5. They go to Jacksonville and they beat the number 3 seed team. They go to Denver, the number 1 seed team, after a 6-day rest with injuries, and they take them to overtime, and there's questionable calls at the end of that game. I don't see a season that McDermott did that was any better than this one, and it's hard to see him go with all that he's done. And I have Coach Leave in the background because, like you said, there's big shoes to fill coming in here. They're going to have great players, but I don't want a coach in here that's lost the locker room at one point in their career. I don't want a coach that's lost the locker room at one point in their career. That's going to be detrimental to this team. So whoever they're looking at, they got to get someone in.
That's interesting. I like the way you phrase that.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're really close to doing that right now.
Yeah.
Players are speaking out pretty heavily about how they didn't think this was the right move and how he was the best leader of men they've ever had. And blah, 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 blah. I mean, I don't know. We talk about it all the time, the debate shows and all that stuff, where it's you gotta get in the conversation to even have a shot. You can't have a shot at the Super Bowl unless you're in the playoffs consistently. And I just think it's so asinine backwards to punish a guy for not peaking the mountain and not pushing them over you're 2 games away, a game sometimes, 2 games away. If you're constantly there, you have way better odds. Now, if you're going to bring somebody in here in this cap space hell that Brandon Bean, maybe that's part of the reason why they didn't want to get rid of Bean, to have him clean up his mess, because a new GM wouldn't have a shot in here, between the cap space. And then, a new coach is going to want to bring in his own staff. He's going to want to bring in players he likes. Anything that any player I think that's on the bubble, any player that is a free agent that's a little older, a lot of your guys, they're gone. A lot of those dudes I think are gone, and this new regime is going to come in and take over. And we didn't even talk about the fact, how ballsy is it to make this move, and you're opening up
a new stadium,
a brand new stadium. Like my buddy Kyle said, hundreds of millions of dollars in PSLs, right? And you're telling me that those people that put down all that money now don't have a Sean McDermott, don't have
a solid, reliable. Well, that's a really good point, and I would argue too to you guys, over the course of the last 9 years, they went from being a team that was bought and saved to needing a coach. They hired a coach, it didn't work out. They hired another one, that didn't work out. They hired Sean McDermott, it did work out. Josh Allen and Sean McDermott are both responsible for the revival of this franchise, but I would argue at a larger portion that the coach is responsible for the revitalization of the franchise. We wouldn't have this new stadium. We wouldn't have these conversations about success if Sean McDermott wasn't a part of this organization. Whether, there's fans out there that felt like this was justifiable, and I could even make a case, they knocked on the door, they didn't kick it down, and maybe sometimes change is good for both sides. I think even Andy Reid would say that when he was fired from Philly, he was able to move on, obviously, and get into a better situation. Could benefit both sides. For all we know, we really don't know whether this benefits the team until we see the results of not only who they hire, but whether they help us win or lose. But at the end of the day, the timing, the way it was done, 48 hours after a devastating controversial playoff loss, and the way it was done was not given with as much class as Sean McDermott provided to the organization, to his staff, to his players, to the fan base. And that's really what I think is being lost on a lot of the organization right now. And tomorrow at 10 a.m., it's time for some serious damage control and for some serious tidbits of news that I think the fans deserve.
Yeah, he's gonna go through the gauntlet tomorrow. I will say this. He should, absolutely. I found this and I shared it with the boys here. But this is an interesting thing, and in amongst all this dust to settle here, this stat blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. This is from Built in Buffalo. Crazy. The Bills haven't had an edge rusher sack in a playoff loss in 6 years.
Yeah, that's Jerry Hughes.
Jerry Hughes was the last guy to record a sack in a playoff loss. That is like insane to me. One of the only things that McDermott was headstrong on that didn't work out for this team was only wanting to rush like the front four, and it would have worked better if you had the guys maybe to do it, but not budging from that really hurt them in the playoffs year after year after year, I think. And especially after investing so much year after year after year in the defensive line. I remember draft shows that we did, Jerry, where I was like, please God, do not draft a defensive lineman
again.
Like, how many times are we going to do this? How many times are we going to go try to scrape the bottom of the barrel for one of these old guys at a bargain that might have a little juice left? Or maybe we'll give Von Miller 18 years and $400 million or whatever, It just those kind of things, sure. Anybody who has anything bad to say about the culture element that McDermott brought, I think that's
literally Buffalo bullshit. Like that just makes no sense. And we are at an age where, I know you guys are a few years older than me, but we're all at an age where we have. I mean, I realized this morning. Out of the 10 years that I've been podcasting, 9 of those years, Sean McDermott was the Bills head coach. So I go back, when I wasn't podcasting and when I was just a super fan, and it was pretty unstable here. It was pretty just dysfunctional in every sense of the word. And I would go through coach after coach after coach. We all would. And when they first hired Sean McDermott, I thought, what is it about this guy that's going to make him any different than anybody else? I was a pessimist right away. And then I watched his press conference and I thought, this guy's different. Just the 1 or 2 sentences that he said, like, this guy is different. And he was different, clearly, to last this long in one place and bring respectability back to the logo that we were wearing every single week on this show. It says a lot.
Yeah. This is an interesting thing. I didn't see this article Nate put up here. There's an article that says 5 weeks ago, McD stated that the roster wasn't a championship roster. Oh, I lost it over there. And Pegula Bean disagreed. Sounded like that was the breaking point. I mean, yeah, you don't want your coach saying, if that's what happened, if that's true, like, you definitely don't want your coach saying that right before the playoffs. How far off he was, I don't know.
Well, to Nate's point, we can literally go back and look at the last 5 weeks of the season. The Jamarcus Ingram, Darius Slay situation.
Yeah.
Where they lost a player that was a backup nickel corner that Sean McDermott loves to have depth at those positions. They lost that guy for nothing, for a guy that wouldn't come to Buffalo. That pissed Sean McDermott off. Right. And that I understand. You know what I mean? So there were a lot of little moments here and there. And even the moment after they lost to Denver, where I felt like, man, this is an emotional loss the likes of which I've seen worse losses, to be honest with you, even though that one was really bad for the reffing and things like that. Josh Allen didn't cry like that after 13 seconds. And I think that there was a reason for that. I feel like their backs were against the wall in ways we didn't even know, and it led to this, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a really good take, man. Super good point. It could have been an accumulation of things and,
Right.
and being so beat up and then getting robbed and then, oh yeah, are you good this time, Scott? Yeah. He gave me the double thumbs up. There he is.
Nice.
I tell you.
Yeah. Your kid's on the Xbox again,
Nope.
kicking you off.
Nope. Internet just lost connection altogether. I ran in the house and yep, we're good.
Sweet. Look at you.
We're good.
Yeah. We're just talking about McDermott in case you thought you missed it.
Oh, okay. It's good to be back.
Yeah. You guys are killing it in the comments, man. 904 1261 of you. Welcome back. It's nice to have a good goddamn show here. You're watching the K-Gun Report on the Buff Fanbase Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts with special guest, Mr. Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Takes Sports Podcast.
I'd be remiss not to mention the Instagram followers there. Matt Edwards, Lynn Gallahan, CSC0823, Melissa Moriel, Norton Snyder, Hilla Carthy, and Colton NV. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Instagram's growing every single week. Yeah, and again, guys, as a reminder, this will be our last show before our little 6-week winter break. We like to refresh ourselves and stretch and not watch anything. I'm not.
I'm not. I refuse.
Nope.
Done.
The Patriots get to lose like that to the Broncos, and then to break Bo Nix's foot right at the end of the game, and then to hand the Patriots this softball home run knockoff of a
And Stephon Diggs.
and Stephon. Well, I mean, yeah,
Does that hurt you guys as much as it hurts me? I don't know.
he's a scumbag, dude. It breaks my heart more that he's allowed to play. It breaks my heart that
Right.
he left here the way he did, and he is a dirtball after we all stood up for him for
Right.
years and years and tried to whatever, and he's exactly like who we thought he was, and he plays hard when he plays us,
Right.
and he plays hard when he's awaiting trial. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing football, scoring touchdowns, making millions, and a felon. So that's nice.
You know that he went into the judge. The lawyer told the judge they had to postpone his arraignment because he has a prior work engagement. So they postponed it to past the Super Bowl. RT,
Oh, geez.
if you were charged with strangling your personal chef, because we all know RT has that kind of pull, dude.
Basically, my mom, which would be horrible.
You'd be done. Try to strangle your mom, you'd be done, dude.
I'd be. Oh, I wouldn't be on the show anymore. I wouldn't exist anymore.
Like,
My mom's a tough lady.
we cut to RT in an iron lung. I mean, it's just like if that's any regular ass dude.
Right. Right.
Oh, hey, I got this big project due at work, so I need
Yeah, I'm going on vacation in 3 weeks. I can't go to jail yet.
crazy,
Unbelievable.
just nuts. Anyway, yeah, you guys are killing it. Oh my God, so many comments, so much love in the comments. Appreciate you being here for Therapy Tuesday, season 6, episode 45 of the K-Gun. God damn. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about this game if you guys really want to.
I'm good.
Here it is.
I'm good.
There it is. Let's go. We'll go around the panel. I have a surprise question for you guys. Here it is. Jerry, you start. What the fuck is a catch in the NFL? Go.
So what a catch is if the receiver or anybody catching the ball gets 2 feet down plus a football play afterwards, that's a catch. And if you look at the Cook's catch that they called an interception, he caught the ball, came down with 2 feet, and then that next play would have been a football play, was his shin hitting the ground with
Knee.
control of that ball. So that is a catch. And if you go to the next day where they had 2 of those same exact fucking plays called a
Devontae
catch.
Adams, exact same play.
Exactly.
Only 2 guys on him,
And
and that
even
was
Xavier Worthy last year against
Mhm.
Buffalo,
It's just
which they call the
ridiculous.
catch.
Mhm.
and the fact that there's so many angles, obviously, with this whole thing. Like last year, we had the tush push that was short, they called it, but we saw Allen actually got it. So many angles of this play, and if you see Brandon Cooks, he does catch the ball. He does get what he needs down on the ground. The ball is not moving in his hands. He has possession of that ball. That shin hits, and then as soon as his whole body hits, they roll over, and the guy takes it out of his hands.
I'm glad you said whole body. I want to throw my 2 cents in here because it really pisses me off. It won't be long until the NFL has a standing 2.3 second count of how long the player has to have the ball before it's considered a catch or not. What I saw, guys, it wasn't a traditional football catch. A lot of times these guys are coming over the middle. They're going forward in a manner of catching the ball and going to the ground. This was a totally different type of catch in the sense that it happened so fast. So what people are looking at is the speed of how the play happened and not necessarily the landmarks that each part of the catch did. Ready? And Jarrod said it. He secured the ball to his chest. That's 1. 2 feet on the ground. That's 2. Knee hit the ground. That's 3. And the football move that we were all looking for was his whole back landing on the ground. His whole back landed on the ground. So at that point, if the ball back, done. And then if the guy continues to roll over and the ball gets pulled out, tie goes to the receiver. And don't get me started on the non-call pass interference that happened to play before.
Oh, but they were calling those all game. Oh, never mind. Anyway, RT, man, what is a catch, man? I'm sorry, same question. What the fuck is a catch, RT?
Well, you could ask Des Bryant the exact same thing. And let's face it, I am no Dallas Cowboys fan, but I was having deja vu in some ways, right, when that happened with Brandon Cooks. To be honest with you, I was shell-shocked when that happened. I was confused. I saw him roll over, and then I saw the guy yank the ball out of his arms and run away with it. And I think that this league is so pathetic that they decided to not review this because of body language from Brandon Cooks, because his body language was, oh, crap, I can't believe that just happened. And is it the player's job to be a referee too? Is it a player's job to run over to the sideline or the line judge or whoever it is and say, hey, buddy, can you review this? No, it's not. It was a change of possession called. Anytime there's a change of possession, whether it's overtime or not, it should be subject to the automatic review because the coaches can't challenge it. Right? Mm-hmm. So that deserves
automatically reviewed if it's in regulation.
If it's in regulation too.
Every change
right.
Reviewed. And
as well as touchdown. Right? Those little, sneaks, they review whether the ball went over or whether the toe of the ball hit the line, the plane, all that stuff. We've been watching this game since we were little kids. I have never seen anything like that. The way that play was rushed reminded me of when the Buffalo Sabres were playing the Dallas Stars in Game 6 and Brett Hall had his skate in the crease, and they put the red carpet right out before they even reviewed it. I literally had that deja vu when I was 6-7 years old, and I thought Buffalo is getting hosed again. Like there were so many moments in that game that we could take back, and Josh Allen would definitely take back, right? But that moment changed the outcome of that game single-handedly. If that's a catch, which it was, Prater, who kicked a 50-yarder, chips in a 23-yarder, right? Yeah. That's easy. That changed the entire outcome of the game. And then on top of it, you have 2 back-to-back pass interference calls. Teron Johnson's was egregious. Trey White's was, whatever. But I think at that point, emotions ran high, and it really didn't matter at that point. The refs already had it in the bag. So I think that it's a shame that is the final moment, essentially, that Sean McDermott will ever have with this team. I'm almost like, there was that moment, and now there's this moment, and that moment I can't even fully digest anymore because so much has happened in the grand scheme of things now with this team that it's almost forced me to turn the page from it, and I don't want to because I'm still that pissed off that it actually happened. And what frustrates me even more, Swank, to your point, is that they will, or Scott, I'm not sure who said it, they will change this rule. This is one of the most controversial endings to a game that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And they will find a way to change it. And by changing it, it's only going to make it more confusing.
Yeah.
It's only going to make the games longer. It's only going to hurt the game even more. It's ridiculous.
And go back on those pass interference calls. The Taron Johnson one was bullshit. The one that bothers me the most is the Trey White one, because it was the same exact thing that happened against Brandon Cooks in the end zone a couple quarters early. Same
I
exact.
think Trey's was more bang bang. They slowed it
Yeah,
down.
it was tight. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
And the other one, he was grabbing them the whole time. Yeah.
there was an arm. Like the
Yeah.
arm was outstretched. You know, he had two hands on Cook's arm, like that, and that was whatever. I don't know if they deemed it uncatchable or whatever, but I don't know. The thing is, like Spencer Brown. Did you guys see Spencer Brown's press? Like, well, not presser. He was like in the locker room afterwards, and he goes, "It's bullshit because they were letting us play the whole game." He's like, his quote was, "I was holding the shit out of guys." Like,
Yeah.
And if you go back and look, there's a holding in the end zone that Spencer was doing. It probably should have been a safety.
Yep.
But he was like, no bullshit. Like I was holding the shit out of guys.
Yep.
Like they weren't calling anything. And then all of a sudden it's like bam bam. And
Yeah, these guys are professionals. They know. Yeah, they know how the game flow is going. They probably test it early. And if they realize, all right, guys, they're letting us play ball, let's just do it. And then exactly to play ball the whole game except for the last 5 minutes of overtime. And then now you're going to be legit on your calls. Yeah, that's hard.
It makes me sick to even think about that. These guys out here that saying it's scripted or if it's rigged. I don't lean towards a scripted mark. I lean towards the rigged mark. I think the NFL referees have a lot to do later in the games. But I got 3 points and I'll make them quick. McDermott's being criticized for calling a timeout after that interception. He called a timeout because he wanted New York to have a longer look, and they refused to do it.
He shouldn't have even had to call that time. That's my point. Right. He shouldn't have even had to do that.
You had the whole crew on there that's won enough accolades for the little officiating, whatever.
The Zebra Awards.
Yeah, to be the fucking refs in the playoffs. Then you got all the black shirt guys, which is another whole team around the whole field. And then you got New York. And you're telling me all year for how many years every single turnover is reviewable, and they review it. And that was like the quickest change of possession. The fact that he had to use that timeout is it's absolutely criminal. There's no reason that he should have had to use that.
And James Cook's body language, you try jumping in the air, coming straight down, having somebody land on your body and landing on the ball and act like you just saved the world. I mean, he got pummeled.
What makes you think Brandon Cooks didn't know? Brandon Cooks didn't know the guy got the ball.
I know. And here's my other 2 points, guys, real quick. Leaning towards the rig part. All game they let them play, right? It's funny that they let them play against a Denver Broncos team who led the NFL in most yards against penalized. Why are you letting them play at that point? You're taking a Denver Broncos weakness and now taking that completely out of the game. Second point on the whole rig thing. How did Denver know to just throw up little rainbows at the end of the game? Mm-hmm. Those were legit rainbows. It's almost like they knew that they were going to get a PI call. And I'll leave it at that. You guys can take it as it is. You think about how that is. But to change the game at overtime of how you're going to call things and 3 rainbow plays in a row, that was Tom Brady-esque looking for that deep ball pass interference call.
The previous play was Bo Nix rolling to the left. And a overtime game where you're looking to score to win the game, and the quarterback who hasn't done a quarterback keeper all game rolls to the left and gets that's when he broke his ankle, I think. Rolls to the left, gets stopped for a 2-yard loss, and then rainbow. Yeah, that's weird.
I think a lot of that is like, it's the Mahomes Brady book of football. Like, it's the end of the game. It's a big one. Everybody's emotional. Throw it up and see what happens.
Chuck it. Yeah. And to be fair, Allen was hoping for that potentially when he threw it, and Brandon Cooks didn't get the call, not on the catch, but on the one where his arm was pulled all the way back to his waist. And for the folks at home, it was about a year ago. I found it on YouTube again after I actually watched it on live TV. The Bills were playing the Jets last year, and Tony Romo and Jim Nantz cut to New York and the New York offices. contrary to popular belief, the New York offices are not guys dressed in suits and, wearing Armani watches. These are like 20 to 25-year-old kids wearing pajamas with Doritos and Mountain Dew. I've seen it. I'll find it. This is
Sign me
not
up.
like your usual, league office. This is like control room, screens everywhere. They get the patch in. Hey, there's this call here. Take a look at it. That's it. That's all it is. It's quick. And as long as the next game gets a good kickoff time, that's really all the NFL seems to really care about, rather than the actual result and it being just and true. And I think it's made this league lose so much credibility. I always used to think that CTE would be what would help kill football. This is way worse. This is way, way worse than CTE.
Well, now that you're mentioning that, and I hate to drag this on, guys, but I do want to ask you guys a question. Do you think it was appropriate for Gene Saratora to post on Twitter if the fans of the NFL believed that was a catch or an interception? Do you think that was a responsible move on him? A move that backfired because 90% of the fans said it was a catch. Do you think a guy that should be judging these calls should be posting on Twitter?
Well, he's not judging the calls. He's just
he's like
commentating on the calls.
Yeah, it's not professional. No, it's not professional at all to his job. It's, which is at CBS or, whatever review analysts. The whole thing, it's just everyone's in unison. Everyone's in agreement that was a catch, and a lot of people are in agreement that McDermott shouldn't have been fired. Like, I've never seen the whole country agree on two things at once. It's pretty insane.
Yeah. Couple things. If that catch happens in the end zone, the catch that turned into an interception, if that happens in the end zone, my argument on Twitter was that's a touchdown. I don't know, like, if you broke the plane, you got 2 feet down, you had control, your back goes down, your shin goes down, your knee goes down, that's it, right? Like, there's no surviving the ground if you're already down with it across the line and then the guy rips it out of your hands. Like, that's
it seems like the end zone catches stop quicker.
The end zone catches, the ball's over that plane, the feet are down.
Surviving the ground was that shin coming down because he already had 2 feet down.
He was down. He was touched and down.
The knee is the key for me. Like the knee, and he was touched.
They all hit, guys. They all hit. 2 feet, a shin, a knee, a back, a butt.
Yeah.
He was touched down by the guy that was covering him, and then he took the ball. It's just, I can't believe it. I'll never get past that one.
Yeah, it happened. Here's Paulette. Some Bear fans said it was a catch too. Yeah, and Jennifer here says, "Hi, Jennifer." Collingsworth said it when the Adams catch happens. You had 3 catches that were like the same deal in four games. So I mean, which is nuts.
Football guys were rubbing it in. That's what that was.
Yes, man. Jesus Christ. They just, I don't know. Yeah. So that with the touchdown thing, that to me is like, I don't know. Every play you should act as if every play is in the end zone, right? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense that part of the field, then, it's over, it's done. But anywhere else, you can flop around and you can mess around, and you can do whatever and maybe get the ball out. And hey, if the ref's having a good or bad day or whatever he wants to do. My other point is going to be, this is a billions and billions and billions of dollar business. Now you've incorporated Vegas, and you have horrible calls, like to the point where you're infuriating most of the fan base on every team, not just us. Like, casual fans whose teams are out of the playoffs are saying, what the hell is going on? And maybe they got $5 on a, whatever bet. But like, it's so nuts to me that not only do they not get held responsible, they don't have to answer for it. Like, let's go. We've talked about on this show and on this panel several times, make the refs as accountable as the players and the coaches. They should have to be mandated to do press conferences after these games and answer for the calls that they made on the field.
Maybe find a little bit too.
Yeah, fine them.
Yeah, it's just an accountability thing, and there was a reason, to your point, Swank, why there were so many years that went by, decades that went by, where there weren't teams in Vegas. The league wasn't sponsored by DraftKings and FanDuel and all this other stuff. This stuff has made the game toxic. It is really diluted the fun for me out of the game. I'll place a bet every now and then, but when you see it just tattooed all over the product, it just looks bad. It looks grimy. It doesn't look good, and makes you wonder when calls like that happen. Well, the score line for the Jaguars game was 51.5, and it was 24-27. Huh? That's kind of odd, right? That's a little strange. Those are the thoughts that no fan should ever have, ever.
Yeah.
And it's easy to have them when you see the corruption of these referees, and that's what I'm going to refer to it as.
Yeah, what is this? The NBA?
Right.
Get out of here. We have oh my God, look at this. It's a hot mama right there. The Broncos guy that took the ball said Cooks had the ball. That's right. My wife. You're goddamn right. He
I was
did.
going to say, I think that's your wife. I hope it's your wife.
Thanks for tuning in, Sarah Susie, all the way from
awesome.
upstairs.
There you go.
She's still heated about it. She had to say something.
Oh,
God damn it, the Broncos guy said he had the ball too.
I'll tell you what, I've talked about it a little bit, man. Sarah liked the Bills before we got together. Obviously, I'm insane about it, and we've grown to be insane together about it. But we had my buddy Jay and his son over, and he loves coming to the games, like Carson, because we get wound up and high five and yell and do whatever else, and
It's
he's
great.
he's really informative about it, But like Sarah, like she can keep it cool for about a quarter, and then it's like, "What are you doing? Can you make
She had a lot of practice this year.
Yeah. She's really calmed it down. She's got like word searches she does kind of during games.
You're saying, yeah. Not
But,
gonna let this bother me.
Carson was like, "That's off." We were joking around about Sarah if she was a referee, because anytime anybody piles on Josh Allen, she's like, "Get off him! What are you doing? Get off!"
She has a point with that, though. What quarterback is getting just flat out like mugged on the field like Josh
Hey,
Allen is?
He must want it, right? Because he's athletic and he can do things that are superhuman. Anyway, 926, fellas, 1,476 of you turning in. Hey, thank you so much.
Yep.
Part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Also sponsored by 26shirts.com. Go to 26shirts.com. See what they got out there. Get some stuff and help out some people. Brooke says, I can stay calm during a game for all 5 minutes. Then once the refs or something stupid happens, I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely.
And that usually happens pretty early in the game.
Lou RQ McDaniels to the Chargers. OC. Ooh, it must be breaking news.
Yeah, that's breaking news. The Capris head to California.
No, there you go. We're talking about Salah. I thought Salah was close to getting him.
Yeah, they said that. They said it was close, but he decided to go with Justin Herbert, which I wonder why he decided to roll with Justin Herbert, because the Dolphins didn't and drafted Tua instead.
Could be. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to throw up. We haven't talked much about this. It's 9:27, boys. I'm looking to keep this one a tight hour here because it's painful.
It's painful.
Here you have
Really painful.
Sleeper Bills and what they got going on. Obviously, Mike McDaniel's off this list right now. But they're saying early Buffalo Bills head coaches candidates. Clint Kubiak, who is the guy that I am most interested in right now. Joe Brady, I am absolutely 0% interested in. Get him out of here. The only good thing I thought about McDermott leaving was that Joe Brady would leave because the coach is going to want his own offensive coordinator, so that'd be good. I got zero interest in Cliff Kingsbury, Chris Shula. I don't want a defensive coordinator. Davis Webb. I don't know if I even want a coordinator. Maybe. Dable, no. McDaniel's gone. All right, here we go. Scooter.
Yep.
Who are you looking for early on here?
Okay. I don't want a defensive minded head coach.
Agreed.
I know they get rid of someone and say we need to get somebody that can get us over the hill, over that mountain.
Mhm.
None of those guys have even seen the mountain. So
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to go with that. A lot of people are going to hate me for this. I did not like Brian Dable as an offensive coordinator. I did not. But if he's willing to come to Buffalo and hire an offensive coordinator, I might be up for that. He's got a rapport with a locker room which I think could potentially fall apart a little bit after this move. And so I would not mind that coming in to Orchard Park. Now, Clint Kubiak is another candidate that I like too, Swank, just like you.
Mhm.
But I'm going with someone that potentially could heal a locker room that's a little distraught right now. And so that's Brian. I'm saying Brian Dable.
See, I don't think Dable and Josh had like as great of a relationship as like was reported here. I don't know.
I think it got considerably worse towards the end.
Yeah.
I think that I
Thanks.
mean, you watched that could be part of it. That could be a part of it. But you watched the Hard Knocks where they asked him who would you rather have, Stroud or Allen, and he said C.J. Stroud. After that, I was like, this guy's off his rocker. Like he actually worked with Josh
Did you not
Allen.
see what C.J. Stroud did this week?
Right.
Yeah, I mean
So-
he's a mountain dude. Do you know his rookie year? He was like kind of almost good.
Yeah.
Like he was. Watch out, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Dable, man. I don't know. I was like banging the table for him after he got fired to come in and be the new OC, get Joe Brady out of town. And actually, Joe Brady called a really good game, I thought, against the Broncos. I'll say it. It's the first time I've said it all year. Joe Brady called his best game in the divisional playoff round. And unfortunately, a couple turnovers and whatever else led to horribleness. That
I just
James
want
Cook one really got us.
I want to add 2 more cents to this, and then I'll let the rest of you guys talk.
Oh, thanks.
Bean tends to like to bring up the guys up through the ranks. So the next quarterback coach, the next offensive-minded coach that is coming up is usually the guy that's going to take the offensive coordinator position. Again, people that have been under the Brian Dable offensive coordinator spot, some of these guys were still down there as he was their offensive coordinator. So that's why I can see it that way a little bit. Like I don't see us reaching out to stars for an offensive coordinator. I see someone that ran with the quarterbacks or the wide receivers or even an offensive game plan specialist that the Bills have potentially could come up.
See, I see that more as a McDermott thing than a Bean thing. And I think if you're trying to get over the hump, then you gotta clean house a little bit. You gotta get somebody from outside. That's my theory. I mean, I understand any take is like relevant, I think, right now. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. I hope they don't rush to it. I would like for them to wait until hopefully the Seahawks lose and then see what's out there. I really don't want to get like a trigger finger and pull it too quick on one of these schlobs that isn't going to do much. What do you think? Let's see. We'll go Jerry.
So there's a lot of names out there, but I'm 100% with the Buffalo Bills bringing in the offensive coordinator as their head coach. Too many times Josh Allen has to have a new OC every 3 or 4 years, and I think he deserves somebody that's going to stay there with the offensive-minded push. And so I like the Clint Kubiak. I think that Seahawks OC would be perfect here as a head coach. And so whatever offensive coordinator he brings in, they can follow suit a little bit. And as far as defense, Schwartz, or how about Leslie Frazier?
Oh, you want an ex-DC as a current DC? Badass 67 has the pairing Frank Wright and Alex Van Pelt. Get her done.
There you go.
Oh yeah, dude.
Maybe if Ralph was still owning the team,
Yeah.
that's a possibility. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm not saying I'm not poo-pooing on that. I got a lot of love for those guys.
Lou's got it. Bring in Swank and the boys. F it. Hell yeah.
There you go.
We be passing the ball all over town, man. Don't you worry about it.
We could just go in order of this kind of square here. Swank HC, RTOC, Scott DC, and shout out to Jarrod Reed getting the kicking game going. And this
I was going to say special teams. I'm there. I'm there for it.
dude. Yeah.
I'm cool with
Archie, I'll be
that.
the quarterback guy. You be the offensive guy. I'll be the quarterback guy. Jarrod could be the defensive coordinator.
Okay, all right. I'll take that. You want a demotion?
You can't
You're
take
demoting yourself?
You
Now,
can't.
hold on a second.
I'd rather be in some
Head
sort of
coach.
control of the
I'm
offense.
the head
Man.
coach here. I'll pick it. Damn it.
As long as I'm drawing the plays, you guys can take whatever you want.
Screenplays.
Yeah, no screens on 3rd and long either.
I think all it is screenplays. I really like double, triple, maybe quadruple reverses. Let's draw a little bit of that.
The annexation of Puerto Rico.
The
Put that in there.
annexation of Puerto Rico. All right, guys. Lou RQ. Jarrod is special.
Yes.
He is, Scott. He is.
All right, guys. It's 9:34. I think we've had enough therapy for one night.
Oh, I get it. Did we? Who did the coaching thing? Did I do mine? I don't think I did.
Oh, you didn't do yours? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, here you go.
All right. Now, let me just start out. I want to keep it quick. Clint Kubiak, I think, is the favorite. I think he's the favorite. I have a very hard time, given watching the last 9 years of Sean McDermott, knowing that he was so close to getting us to a Super Bowl. I feel like it needs to be a coach that has either won a Super Bowl or coached in a Super Bowl. So I'm just going to go fantasy over reality. I don't think this is a scenario that is going to happen, but I think it's a scenario that if I pitched it to the Bills Mafia, I think I could convince them to get on board. I am calling North Carolina, and I am going to call in and check in and see if Bill Belichick wants to stick it to the New England Patriots one last time. And I'm going to say, hey, Bill, we don't really trust Brandon Beane. We'll put you in as the HCGM. We got Brandon Beane and president of ops, football ops. Let's stick it to the Patriots. Let's stick it to the league who didn't think you could coach. And I don't think that's the case. I don't know. You guys might be in the minority here thinking otherwise, but I think he had Cam Newton, who is not that good, Mac Jones, post Tom Brady, Bill Belichick with Josh Allen would be very, very interesting, and it would sell. It would put fans in seats. It would set ratings records, I think, in the NFL. I think it'd be a fun story. I'm just throwing that out there. But if it's not Bill, then it's going to be either Dable with Davis Webb as the OC or Clint Kubiak with Davis Webb as the OC.
Okay.
That's what I think will happen out of this list.
All right.
I don't mind that.
How would you guys feel if they did hire Belichick?
I'm not in it.
Nope. I'm good.
What if it happened?
Why don't you hire Belichick and then hire McDermott as a defensive coordinator? There you go.
What if it did happen, though? What would you guys think? What would you do?
For the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whatever. I'd give it a shot. I think he's done. I think he's washed. I don't have anything.
It'll be crazy. We'll talk when it happens. We'll
talk when it happens.
Reaction.
I had to throw out a fantasy. I mean, ideally, the guy you go get is John Gruden. That's another wild take that's out there for me. You go get John Gruden. I wouldn't mind that.
Offensive genius.
I've heard that.
Him and Josh would have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's the one I'd want the most, to be honest. But
Gruden
would not mind that.
That's just me.
Knock on wood if you're with me.
I'm with you.
All right, guys, let's do a little final thought thing. Get the hell out of here. Appreciate you guys hanging. 1549 of you live. Wowzer Powser, man. RT, why don't you tell the fine people your final thought and where they can find you? And we love you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for having me. Of course, you guys can find me on the Buffalo Fanbase Podcast Network, the Thomas Take Sports Podcast, Wednesdays at 8. I actually put out a show earlier today talking all things Sean McDermott. I'll be on WIVB Channel 4 News tonight at 10 and 11. So if you want to check that out as well, I'll have a lot of, stuff to talk about in the next few months here. But much like you guys, I'll do my next show when they announce a head coach. Once they do that, I'm taking a break. It's been a long season. It's been one that I didn't expect to end the way that it did, how it did, and obviously the aftermath of this news. I'd like to take the time to thank a former wrestler turned former Buffalo Bills, eventually former Buffalo Bills head coach, Sean McDermott. What set him apart was that he was a wrestler, and he kind of applied that wrestling mentality to his football coaching, which as a former football player, former wrestler, wrestling coach, football coach, I really respect and appreciate. So, Sean McDermott, thank you for the 9 years. We couldn't have done it without you. And I wish him the best. I hope he lands another job elsewhere. I think he definitely will.
Oh, yeah.
My money's on the Raiders. I think they need a whole culture change. They got the first pick in the draft. I think that's a nice destination
Nice
for him.
restart. Yep.
A little reset, restart. And I'll root for him wherever he goes. I'm a fan of him, and I'm a fan of wherever he goes. Not over the Bills, of course, but I'll root from afar and wish him nothing but the best. But it's been a pleasure this season, guys. Looking forward to next year. Hopefully we can get over this hump that we've been standing on for the last 8-9 years.
I like it, man. I like it. I like it. Good shit, RT. Jerry, what do you got for a final thought, brother?
A good reason why you watch every game for what it is and you enjoy the whole season is for moments like this. You know, the season has to come to an end. There's only one team that's going to win it all. If the journey doesn't get you, then why are you a fan, right? I mean, that's why we watch every game. I enjoyed the season. It was a great season. It's too bad it had to end how it did and when it did. But I'm gonna settle in for a little bit and see what's going on, and then we'll get back in a couple weeks here and start talking more football about the 2026-27 season. So until then, everybody be safe. Take care of one another. Love one another. Hey, it's okay for men to cry too, by the way. If anybody watching has any issues or anything like that and needs to talk to anybody, just message 24/7 Buff and Money and we can get to you and talk to you. I just want to throw that out there. And again, take care of each other and go Bills.
Go Bills indeed. Love you, Jerry boy. Scooter Magooter, what do you got for the last time in the 2025-2026 season?
You know, it's a lot to unpack in these last 3 days and a lot of emotions. And, you know, I'm super proud of the fan base that we have that leave comments during the show, that we meet out at the Rage, or that we meet out at our on-site games. This year, none of the years are what they are without you guys, and that's what makes it special. And what makes us excited is the involvement before the season even starts. And I'm talking about the Rage. You guys all come out and party with us before the season even starts. It is September 5th this year at Reinvention Brewing. The plans are already in the works, so I do want to see you all out there. But take the time off. You have to take the time off. You have to separate yourself from it a little bit. That's why we do it. But when you guys see us again, we will be rearing to talk about possible free agents, possible draft picks.
Yep.
And we'll get going, guys. We're going to bring the hype like we do every year. I'm 44 years old. I know people that have been watching since 65, 70 that deal with the same thing every year. You're not alone. We are not alone in this. Get on each other's backs. Bills Mafia for fucking ever. I love you boys. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Ooh. Scott trying to get people to run through their TV screen for his final thought of 2025 season. Guys, man, I've said it. I think every damn show for the last, I don't know how many years, but appreciate what you got. Enjoy what you got. Seems like just yesterday, Coach McDermott signed and was learning every single person's name at the stadium and in the office and turning this whole losing culture around into a winning culture and leading men to the playoffs, breaking droughts, breaking the drought with Tyrod Taylor, coaching up Josh Allen, making our team fun. Not just because they're fun guys and lovable characters, but because they were winning football games and giving that to the city of Buffalo and beyond. I'm going to miss him. And I'm glad that we got what we got. And I'm glad that he had his time to etch out his line in Bill's folklore. So This isn't the end of anything. This is the beginning of something new. Hopefully, we got our shit together, and we're gonna come back bigger and better. We're gonna have that new stadium and a draft here before you even know it.
Yeah. New players, new stadium, new coach, new everything.
Yeah, new, man. It's all new. Love you guys so much, man. Thanks for supporting us as much as you do. Go Bills.
Thanks, Coach McDermott. Go Bills.
Thank you, Sean. Much respect.
Hell yeah. Go